We just heard from an expert who says travel doesn't have to be off the table this year because of COVID. Well, here to share his globe-trotting adventures is our friend, Curt Mercadante, author, international speaker, and founder of Merc Enterprises. And not only that, but you are a globetrotter extraordinaire, even with family in tow. Curt, it's so good to see you.
Thanks, Leyla, for having me here. It's my pleasure to be here from the woods.
Okay, listen. All right, I want our viewers to understand that this is not just a couple of weeks away just to have a trip with a family. How long have you been on the road?
We've been on the road since September, and people ask us, well, how long are you going to be on the road from now? And it's kind of like, we don't know. And, you know, when I was on the show with you in person, back when we could do in-person things, 2 years ago, I was releasing my book, 5 Pillars of the Freedom Lifestyle. And so we decided the next step in our journey and our freedom lifestyle was to take it on the road and just see this big country. I know you said globetrotter, we're not able to travel across the globe. Who knows what's going to happen with restrictions there, but maybe when that opens up, we'll do that as well. But we realized the United States is so huge and there's so many parts of it we haven't seen. So we decided no better time than now to go see it.
Absolutely. And what people need to understand about you is that you spent many years in the corporate world and you just took it upon yourself to break free from that world and to go on your own. So remind everybody what Merc Enterprises is all about and where you were and how you made that transition and that change.
Yeah, at Merc Enterprises, we specialize in helping business owners to deliver the right message to the right clients to generate the right revenue. And that sounds simple, but that's as simple as it has to be, right? And what's interesting about the past year and the COVID era is that it's been a leveling for everyone. And so, you know, I left the corporate world and I didn't like being in an office. Well, guess what? No one's, depending on where you are in the world, a lot of people aren't working in an office now, but a lot of people now are keeping their W-2 job, their 9 to 5, but they're like, listen, especially in Europe, some places up north, they can't go into the office. And they're like, okay, I'm going to keep my job and travel. Some people are quitting their jobs and realizing now that they've been at home with their spouse, with their kids, being able to go for a walk in the middle of the day, they're kind of realizing this is what I was missing. Forget it. Life is short. The world's a crazy place. It's a changing place. Let's just live the lives we want to live.
So you're someone who's willing to take a chance. And when people first hear you've been on the road with your family since September, they think, oh my God, how does he do this? But this is kind of who you are. This is ingrained in your DNA.
Yeah. And you know what? Are there days where it's interesting, shall I say? Of course. We have 4 kids. Yeah. You know, our oldest is 14, our daughter, and then our boys are 12, 9, and 6. But, you know, we're doing things, we're zip lining. You know, when it was a little warmer, we would rent boats for the day. And what I want to teach people is, especially people who are building their own business, you don't have to work 8 hours a day on your business if you're building it. If you really have a life of alignment where your work, your relationships, and your self-care are all in alignment, I usually work about 3 or 4 hours a day.
So you are still working, you're still doing what you do. I mean, you have podcasts and you talk to people, you do interviews and videos. You can find videos on YouTube of you talking with all kinds of people about this very subject. So you're continuing all of that while making a better balance, career and family life. So what would you say is the one tip that you would give someone watching this who thinks, oh God, I don't think I can do this. This is not for me, to maybe take that first step?
Ask yourself why you think you can't do it. And a lot of times when we ask why or why not, it goes back to programming in our life that somehow had us believe, you know, we are one of the people who, we weren't forced to homeschool overnight. We've been homeschooling for 14 years. And the first question everyone says is, well, what about socialization? And it's like, what does that actually mean? Does it mean just thinking like everyone else to be conformist? And if that's the case, then is the why really, I was told I couldn't do this. I was made to believe by people in my family or my society or my Facebook friends I couldn't do this. Or do you really not have a good answer for it? Is what's holding you back that programming? And if so, now's a great time to kind of reprogram while the chaos is happening, right? You have a good excuse.
Fantastic. God, where are you headed next?
Gulf Coast of Texas near Galveston.
Fantastic. I want to catch up with you when you get there.
Absolutely. 100%.
So good to talk to you. Safe travels to you and your family. We're back after this.